Hey there, it's Tabby, aka Octavia. We're gonna ring the bell for a real smile, not those fake masked smiles. Okay, I'm coming at y'all with a message, channel message. I did a whole entire video, and I was clearly talking to myself. So let me just recount what fell out with the cards. All right. So what I'm picking up on is a homosexual Knight of Wands energy. All right, this homosexual Knight of Wands energy wanted to move in with you or me, collective. Take it how it resonates. Look, can't nobody move in with me, okay? I said what I said. They can't move in with me. They don't pay the rent up in this joint. They don't pay the light bill, all right? They ain't doing what they supposed to be doing to contribute to the family and things of that nature. No, they can't be here, all right? They can't be here. So this Knight of Wands wanted to move in, right? And then the next card out was Six of Swords. So I was like, oh, they really moving ahead with this, right? They still gonna try for this. And then guess what fell out? That Five of Cups energy was like, no, I think the F not. I don't know who stopped it, blocked it, or shut it down, but it was shut down, whether it was by spirit of divine. They said this homosexual man cannot be living with you for a home. There it is, came right out. Homosexual, Knight of Wands, Six of Swords, and then this Five of Cups came out. The Four of Cups came out later, actually. It was the Five of Cups that came out first. Right. And so my thing was like, why? Like, why the heck you want to live with me? And then it was like, for clout, for fame, for her authority, right? And the reason why is because this six of wands energy is working with this Three of Cups. I swear to God, this is how I fell out. I kid you not. And then, boom, we had the Four of Cups. We got the Five of Cups for the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands was like, I got five on it. Spirit said, not no more. Not over here. Go back to where you came from. And then we had this Six of Wands and this Three of Cups. And they was like, boom. Y'all out of here too. Because that's four people. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. All four of them lost their little cup of love, right? So I was like, yeah, what's going on? What's happening up in here, right? And the spirit was like, the Leo. I'm like, the Leo? They're like, yeah, the Leo. The Leo got this, the Leo took something that the Page of Wands was supposed to be getting. I said, what you mean? The Page of Wands was supposed to be getting some money, honey, okay? So the Page of Wands also represents a Princess of Wands, a female page or a male page. Let me just say it like that, because in this deck they're pages, so we'll just keep that pages, all right? So hashtag block for the Princess of Wands, because it's the wrong deck for that. So we're just gonna stick to this deck, and because other decks have different names for them. But in this energy, it's a male or female page that was supposed to be receiving some money, but the Leo blocked it and stopped it. So what happened is this caused, like ding, 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 ringing the alarm across, sounding off within the universe, right? Within the different realms. And it let that female page know, hey, something is wrong here. What they're telling me, something is afoot. I got it. Something is afoot. Okay. And this Three of Cups energy was coming in to do some indecisive, not picking you and all of that stuff in the first place. Because what they wanted to do is they wanted to destiny swap with you, the person that live in the home, okay, and transfer the home to the Knight of Wands. And then they wasn't even going to pick you. They was going to act blinded like they didn't even see you there. So I was like, yo, they trying to hide the person that really live in the home? Like, what's going on, right? It was like, yeah, so it was like some type of reversal of fortune or, stealing the home deed, and then, so I pulled out the next deck, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to clarify this. And what I started picking up on was this is why the universe spirit, the Most High God gave them Four of Cups. It was like, no, you're not about to come do this. You're not about to do this to my chosen one, to my divine one. You're not about to disrupt their home Okay, because y'all on some silliness. You want to come in and live with someone or act like you live with someone for some money with the Ten of Pentacles here, because the Ten of Pentacles was supposed to go to that female or male page. Okay, and then I got the King of Wands is also involved. What you mean the King of Wands is also involved? The King of Wands is involved. The King of Wands was like, I'm about to be all shoot ba do shoot ba do with the Hermit. And I was like, yo, what? What? They want the Hermit like that? And they was like, yeah, they feeling the Hermit. So I was like, okay. So what about the person that lived in the home? They was like, Platel, recently deceased. I was like, what you mean? What do you mean, High Priestess, recently deceased? They was like, Platel. When I saw this card, I said, come on now. For some forged documents or some forged signatures, some falsified documents. What in the heck? Something written or something put down in black and white. They was like, yep. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to act like you couldn't even be here. And then the King of Wands was going to hook up with the Hermit, right? And then he was going to turn his back on these jokers right here. He was like, forget the Three of Cups and pay them. Defensive towards them. I said, now what? You can't trust nobody up in there. And then they was like, yo, he about to be in this energy, celebrating, happy. So, hey, this one she passed the math test, right? She got a good grade on the math test. She got her photos posted up in the town hall, right? Love was in the air and all of that. That's how the King of Wands was feeling. He was like, yo, that's how I'm coming up through here. But justice, I was like, hey, Possum, what? And then they was like, yeah, because the Knight of Wands. And I was like, oh, so he still get to be in his one night stand energy. It's like no strings attached, friends with benefits, something, right? But he was going to hook up with the Hermit, right? Not even with the person that lived in the house. And then I was like, what? Because this card came out. I said, yo, that's a Leo, which had also came out in the previous deck. I was like, oh, you kidding me? And it was like, no, kid you not. Platel, Ten of Swords. I said, no, who they about to kill? I said, oh my gosh. Recently deceased. They was trying to act like you didn't even exist in your home no more. Section 8. Okay, maybe you live on the housing voucher like myself at the moment. Hey, ain't no shame. I was like, so the King of Wands with the Hermit like that to the point where he about to try to hide the individual that live in the home. Spirit was like, yeah, and we stopped all of that. Not about to happen. And he got the nerve to was going to act like he was on the defensive. I was like, you kidding me? Then boom. The Knight of Swords fell out the deck like that. I said, what you mean? The Knight of Swords. I said, oh my gosh, this is the Hermit. The Knight of Swords clarified the Hermit the way it fell out my deck. I hadn't answered the question yet. I was still talking about the Hermit. So I was like, clarify. And I got Seven of Swords. I said, now you ain't. What? I said, now I bet the King of Wands don't know that the Knight of Swords is the Hermit. I bet he don't know. It was like, nah, he don't know. Platel, Ten of Swords. I said, oh, because Spirit took my eyes back to that card. I said, oh, so you telling me that these thieves can trust each other? I heard one of them running a scam on the other two, on the other three. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like everybody running a scam on everyone. So who was really gonna get left out? I don't know. But it just seemed like chaos, confusion, master of destruction. I said, now let me see what the Knight of Swords is about, right? Something just told me, go to the book. Go to the book. I said, okay, got you. I remember what page it's on. I said, Knight of Swords. The knight is the only one showing his sword, representing his ability to take fearless action. That's not how I see this card. I see this card as homie running in on his high horse, loud and proud, probably with no facts, saying all the wrong stuff, right? Especially with that Seven of Swords coming out there. I said, now what? They said, the job of the Knight of Swords is to teach us to use discernment, to see things as they really are, and to have the strength to deal with them appropriately. I said, now, what? The Knight of Swords pretending, masquerading around to be the hermit. He said he was going to bounce out like, bloody hell, it's me. I'm not the hermit, it's me. I'm the Knight of Swords. You need to see things for what they really are, Mr. Knight of Wands. I said, yo, hold up. Let's read this Knight of Swords as an event and not a person as well, right? And it says, the energy brought by this knight is so quickly moving that it may feel chaotic due to the speed at which events unfold and the feelings of confusion that it would create. I said, yo, chaotic and confusion, that's the Five of Swords. So then we got two more things that this person is now stealing because they in the Seven of Swords energy. I said, wait a effing minute. The Hermit is in the Five of Swords. Okay, the Hermit will be the Five of Swords, chaos and confusion. And the Knight of Swords, which clarifies who the Hermit actually is, all right, is the Seven of Swords energy. Just really getting away with being a lie and being deceitful, all right? And it says, sometimes his swift moving action is a necessary requirement as it brings about better circumstances. I said, says who? It ain't nothing else coming out the deck. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, because Three of Pentacles is in this joker, right? This person lying, claiming that they working with somebody. Clarify the Three of Pentacles. Ooh, the Tower. That's what they doing. They bringing about some destruction. They want to destroy some stuff. Yeah, they want to destroy some stuff. Somebody in that Three of Cups. Remember, that Three of Cups was like, oh, we in this Two of Swords energy. We indecisive. We're not going to pick. We're not going to pick the person that really is renting or living in the home. We're not going to pick them. We're going to act like we don't even see them. We're going to be blinded, or we're going to pretend to be blinded. We're going to act like we can't even open our eyes to this person. I said, now what? And then the y'all, I hope I'm not going too fast. I said, you got to be kidding me. They all lying to each other and then trying to backstab and betray, if not take out the person that actually lives in the home. What in the heck? I was like, now what is going on? Is all of this necessary? It's all of this necessary, okay? This is the energy, okay? Nine of Swords, nightmares of sandworms, keeping you awake. The Nine of Swords finds you in a cycle of anxiety, fixated on the worst possible outcomes, instead of seeing things as they truly are, okay? Now, the Knight of Swords is supposed to represent seeing things as they truly are. He said, player, I'm about to kick y'all out. Three of Cups. And then I'm going to put y'all in anxiety and worry to make you open your eyeballs, okay? And or third eye to see things as they truly are. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Page energy. Page of Wands, all right? Now, in this photo, this is feminine, right? But this could also represent a male. But at the same time, this could represent the female and the male. Let me tell you why. There's the woman at the top. But these legs, do they belong to her? We just assume that she got cut in half. And if she got cut in half, who took over that other half, okay? And I was like, you kidding me? You kidding me? I know you kidding me. Four of Cups. They said, oh yeah, this joker is out on their luck as well. I said, now what? What is going on? All of this because a man want to move in with someone? Spirit said, yes. With the sun, backstabbing and betrayal, 360 degrees. I kid you not. I am not talking about the PlayStation 360. Or am I? With judgment coming out here like that? Or am I? Because now I'm hearing somebody was playing a game. Okay? Somebody was playing a game and somebody got in the way. All right? Okay, so since I had to recreate that whole reading, that's all right. That's all right. And I just made it short. I hope y'all like the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget donations are welcome and appreciated. It helps me to purchase more cards for you, to make more oracle decks on my own for things that you guys might be going through, things that we need more clarification on. It helps me to purchase the sage, the Palo Santo, the incense, things of that nature that helps to cleanse the timeline. Remember, energy is synergy, frequency is energy. All of these things really truly exist. If they exist on my part, they exist on your part. If you're watching it, that's how I feel. Help those who choose to help themselves. All right? Because, I'm going to stop there because I'm going to start talking about that false family and how they tried to play me and heckle me and laugh and mock me when I tried to teach them about inner child healing. But see, now they want to run to you. Ooh, I want to run to you. Ooh. Yeah, we ain't got time for that. Okay? We do not. Yeah. Spirit said, yeah. They need inner child healing. Yeah. But see, they didn't want to break generational curses. They wanted to run around and laugh and mock folk and be stupid and party and celebrate and all of these things of that nature that didn't lead them anywhere. 3, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years later, they're still in the same place, still with poverty mindset, still wounded and such. That's where they're going to stay until they make the decision. And I really believe that firmly. But at the same time, sometimes you have to walk away from beings, because who knows what's going on inside their vessels. They could have been empty. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. You're dealing with family, workplace, co-workers, friends, even classmates. You could have been finishing college as an adult, like how I was. And you're like, what's really wrong with this man, right? Your teacher, another student, who knows? The point is, if you tried, you gave it your all, and they still didn't accept you or receive the message you was trying to put down, guess what? You stood 10 toes down. You did the right thing. They didn't clock what you was putting down. Then you have to walk away. You close the cycle. You close the energy. You say deuces. You say peace. You say namaste, and you carry on with your life, and you don't bring unhealed, wounded, traumatized baggage with you. That's how I feel. All right. And until next time, thanks for tuning in.